Hey everybody, welcome to Fab Fit Friday. I am so sorry I had to cancel last week's live. My daughter Abby needs me to run around and take her places, and her PT appointment ran late, and I didn't get home until after 1 o'clock, and I think I was just all done. So I canceled that. And today I planned ahead. Oh, I started saying, oh, oops. Did I do that? Oh, sorry. I'm going to remove that. So today I was a little bit more proactive, and I made sure I had things ready to go before I left the house, just in case things were running late again. And I know I keep promising you guys that I'm going to show you a tour of my clean and organized room, and I promise you I will be doing that. It's just over the past month I've had no time to clean. I mean, I've been cleaning other things in my house, but by the time I get done making sure the kitchen's clean and other things are clean, I don't have time to clean my studio. So I will get to it. I promise, promise, promise. Hey, Mary and Helen and Sylvia, welcome, welcome, welcome. So good news, next week they're going to try to get Abby on full weight on her leg where she had her ACL surgery. And if that happens, she can start walking. And if that happens, she can start driving herself. So I won't have to be running around all over God's green earth to, bring her to appointments. So I'm very excited about the freeing up of my time. Oh, Tana says I'm a slacker. You know what? Honestly, I do feel a little bit like a slacker because I have been spending, the time I've been spending running around isn't really work time. So I do kind of feel like I don't know, whatever. But anyway, the bottom line is that whole thing is almost over, and I'm excited about that because then I'll have more time to do the things I want to do. So since I can't show you my room today, I have another exciting topic. I think. I don't know if you're going to find this. This might be another topic where I feel like you guys are looking like paint drying here. So this is a dress, and I'm going to tell you about this dress. Hey, Diane, welcome. Oh, you have to leave at 1:30. All right. Well, I'll try to get to all the important stuff before you go. Thank you for coming, though. I appreciate it. Pat says, stop, you're not a slacker. I know. I just feel like I have so many things I want to do, and it's hard for me to do everything because I'm just one little person. So anyway, I'm going to put this on. Now, I know I normally teach you how to sew things, but this is a purchased dress, and I found this dress on Amazon after watching the Today Show. Hey, Barbara, welcome. Barbara has to practice triage to get any one thing accomplished. Sometimes I have to sacrifice to get anything done. I know it's hard. Hey, Andrea, welcome. All right, so I want to show you this dress. I'm going to try it on. I don't know if it's going to fit me because I think I probably would need the next size. So I might be embarrassing myself right here. A minute. So this dress was on like a summer style section on the Today Show, and the producer not the producer, but the person doing the segment showed it on herself, and she was about my age, on her 20-year-old daughter, and on her mother. So immediately I thought, oh my goodness, this could be an amazing dress for my mom, because my mom needs things to get in and out of easily. And I don't have time to sew a lot of things for her right now. So I ordered one. Actually, I ordered two, but only one came. So let me see if I can fit into this. I'm going to be really sad if I can't. Hold on. I would need the extra large. Oh, you know what? I can't. I'm sorry. I really thought I could put it on. All right. So instead of strangling myself, I'm going to put it on this. All right, so let me just bring this girl closer. And of course, if I had been prepared, I would have had it on before I came on my live here. Hold on. Let me just put this on. I'm going to show you something. Okay. I think you'll get the idea of this on the dress form. I almost did get the size extra large, but my mom is losing weight, so she doesn't need the extra large anymore. All right, so you see the blue dress underneath, but you can see this is a pretty deep V. Okay, and what I want to do here is it's got a little bit of a placket, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch this shut almost to here to just leave a little bit open, and then I'm going to create a opening in the back for her to easily get it on. And that's what I want to show you today. But the other thing I want to talk about with this dress, now that you've seen the style of it on a dress form. All right, let me just push this out of the way. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's a cable behind the chair. That's not a cable, that's my iron. My iron is plugged in. I think that's what you saw, the cable on the floor, I think. I almost did get stuck. Oh, Pat said she looked at the same dress. All right, so, oh, Sylvia's saying, what is better than starting the weekend knitting socks, watching Golden Girls, and pausing to watch Jen? Oh, I love that. No, the Golden Girls have a pretty cult following. I think it's a really funny show. All right, so I like the way this dress is made. You can see the whole top is faced, right? So it's faced. It's nicely finished, and it's very, very soft. So, Susie says, hello from Palm Harbor, Florida. Jen, your family comes first. Take care of your daughter. That's great. Hey, Diane, welcome. Well, Diane, you missed me trying to squeeze into this size large dress. I had to abort the mission because I would have split the seam, so I put it on my dress form instead. But there is an Amazon affiliate link to this dress in the description below, and the reason why I put it in there is because if you're looking for something to wear to the beach, to run around and do errands, to take, to take with you on vacation, this dress is amazing. I washed it and dried it like I meant it, like I really washed and dried it, and I let it stayed in the dryer all day because I put it in the morning, and then when I took it out in the afternoon, it was a wrinkled mess, but guess what? I hung it up and the wrinkles fell out. So this is a travel-friendly dress. It is very soft, and it's only $34. Like, I could almost not make this dress for the price that it cost. So oh, Sylvia says, I was born in 1968. The Golden Girls started in 1985. Oh my God, I graduated high school in 1986. You're a baby. And then Quiet Girl says, you've taught me so much. Thank you. Oh, I'm very happy to hear that. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So anyway, back to this dress. What I'm going to do, because again, my mom needs help getting dressed. She can't dress herself, and she needs things with long sleeves because she's always cold. So let's look at this dress on the table here. I'm going to switch my view. Okay. So let's just look at this for a second. I mean, it's got a lot of nice detail to it. It's got piping here. And let me see if I could get it to be a little bit there. I think that's better. Mary graduated high school in 1969. Oh, Mary, we're almost twins. So I'm actually a year older than you probably. That's so much fun. I love it. All right. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say about this dress. The first thing I'm going to say is, let me see if I can zoom in here really close. And maybe I'll make it even a little bit brighter. There. I'm just going to make it a little bit brighter so you can see. Oh, Barbara says, I bought some secondhand dresses that all need alterations. I know, that's the thing. Like, you buy something and then you have to fix it anyway. And, you know, for myself, I haven't bought anything for myself in such a long time. But, you know, to find nice things for my mom, you know, I don't know. I just thought this would be really nice. Now, I'm not going to make myself crazy here, and I'm not going to take the stitching out to take this out. I'm just going to cut this very close like that. So I'm getting rid of the ties. That's the first thing I'm going to do, because I want to put the opening in the back. So I'm just trimming really close to the edges. Maybe I'll save these tassels for something else. They're kind of cool, right? Okay, so I'm going to cut these. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, look at this one's tacked in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the tacking. Can you see that? Let me just zoom in a little bit. See? Mary says, read again. Oh, 1969. I'm sorry. Oh, I was born in 1968. That's why I got confused. So you graduated high school the year after I was born, when I was 1. Hey, Victoria. Just joining, sewing my muslin for a shift type dress. Oh, Pat is saying hi to you, Diane Fetters. And Barbara says, ready to wear, hardly ever fits me. I know. Well, that's why we sew for ourselves, right? All right, so I'm going to cut this over here. And then I think I'm going to cut this little, oh, maybe I need, oh, there it came off. All right, and let me get this last one here. Over here, I'm going to take this off. Now, the other thing is, in addition to showing you this dress, they used a thread tack right there. There's a little thread tack right there holding it. So I'm just clipping the thread tack off. And I'm just going to cut it off where it's stuck into the little placket. And I can just pull it off. Oh, this one's a little bit, there we go. All right. Okay, so here's what we're going to do now. I have a very exciting technique to show you today. And if you're interested in checking out where I found it on Instagram. It's a foreign, it's not the United States. So I just watched the tutorial, and this is a very cool way to finish a V neckline, and I'm adapting it for these purposes. So I'm going to show you that in a minute. But basically now, I think you can see, of course, this is very busy, and anytime you work with a busy print, it's hard to see what's going on. But you can see here, there is a placket, a very thin placket right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch it together so it stays shut. And I think before I do that, I'm going to just put a very thin strip of cotton fuse interfacing to hold these two layers together nice and neat. I mean, the left and right side, nice and neat. And then I'm just going to zigzag with white thread up to about an inch below the neckline, or maybe an inch and a half below the neckline. So see, the neckline is in here, see, to leave a little V. And then we're going to create a V in the back. So that's how I'm going to fix this dress and make it easy for my mom to get in and out of. Hey, Sean, welcome. We're adjusting a neckline for my mom on a dress that I got for her from that I saw on the Today Show. It was one of their summer styles, and I just think this is going to look really nice on her. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I am going to get myself a pressing station set up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down, which has a hard plastic, it's a cut and press board. And then I'm going to use 2 of my Aliso multi-mats to press on. And I'm going to use a little piece of my cotton fuse. Now, one of the reasons why I like my cotton fuse interfacing is that I can snip and rip it. So I literally just need a skinny little piece. And it doesn't need to be very long. So see, I can just rip a piece. Let's cut it to there. Okay. Now, let's turn this dress. I'm going to put this face up on the pressing surface so it's the glue is face up. Oh, Sean says she loves the blue and white. It is very pretty. I also ordered one that's a black and white floral. I don't know why they didn't come at the same time. The second dress that I ordered hasn't arrived yet. But I'm going to test my situation on here and then we'll see. So basically, oh, I'm going to have an issue here. All right, let me just lay this like this actually. So this is inside out. And you can see this is where the opening is. First, I'm going to just press it so it's nice and, pressed flat here. I'm going to do that first. Like this. Just going to give it a nice press here. Just so I can get it to lay nice. Then what I'm going to do is, and this will help you, I think, see it a little bit better too. I'm going to get a piece of muslin. So this is just a little scrap of muslin that I have. And I'm going to stick it under here. And that way you'll see what I'm doing. Plus, the cotton fuse won't stick to the other side of the dress if I put this here. So it's going to protect the back side of the dress. Plus, it can help us see what I'm doing here. Okay, and then right there I have the little leftover threads from those thread tacks that I took out to remove the straps. I mean those little ties. I'm gonna get rid of those. It's on the underside, so it's okay. All right, so see, I've got that nice and matched up. So it's really butted up next to each other like that. And I'm actually going to take some pins and I'm just going to pin this so it's close together right here and right here. Okay, so I don't want it to move. Then I'm going to take my piece of fusible interfacing and I'm literally going to just stick it on. Let me get this so you can see. Oh, Sylvia's telling me to put the mat in the dress. Oh yeah, I could have done that too. Yep. Sometimes I overthink things here. All right, so let me just, I'm gonna just do this. So see, I'm just gonna cover up this placket. Now this is soft cotton interfacing, so I'm not gonna worry about it bugging my mom, but I am gonna tuck the bottom edge of it underneath the seam allowance of this waistline like that. So see, it's tucked under there. And then I'm literally just going to press that down. And what that's going to do is it's going to keep the left and right. Oh, wait a minute. I don't want it to go all the way up. I'm going to stop right here. I want to leave some of some of the opening open so it doesn't strangle her. So we'll stop right there. We'll leave this much open. So now that I've got that positioned, I am going to just fuse. I'm just going to press it for a second. Okay. All right, so that's good. Now let's look and see what we have. You can take out my muslin. Put these things on here for now. All right, let's turn this right side out. Pat says I volunteered as sewing at a local nursing home. I made dresses for 2 ladies who are 5X plus. And I've been using an indie pattern company dress. I use Jen's instructions for round back adjustment. Oh, that's very nice, Pat. I'm really excited because pretty soon, Pat, you'll be able to use my Anna dress pattern to make dresses up to size 32. I'm extending my sizing as I do my rebrand. And, you know, just speaking of my rebrand, I am working on that too. That's why everything takes forever. But the thing about that is I tried to fit my pattern into a 7 by 10 Ziploc bag, and it was too small to go nicely with the instructions. So I'm back to full size instructions, but it still will be a booklet. And like I said, I'm going to extend the sizing to 32. All right, now see what we have here is, you can see. So see, there's the closed. See how that's closed right there now? So now I'm going to zigzag it, and I'm going to use my machine here. And the only sad thing is I have to just rethread. I got to take my tan thread out and put white thread in. So let me just do that quickly. And I'm just going to thread this. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix this. And then I'm super excited because, like I said, I found a really cool way to, why isn't that? Hold on. No, I plugged in the wrong plug. Hold on. There we go. Boop. Okay. I found a really nice way to make a placket. And again, I put the link to the Instagram where I found it. So you can check it out if you'd like to. But I can tell you something. I'm going to adapt the technique I'm going to show you to do the back for a lot of different things. I think it would make a great placket for button up, like the wrist edge of a cuff, you know, a vent for a cuff shirt. I've got so many things I'm thinking of using this technique for, so I'm going to show you that in a minute. But before we work on the back, I want to just sew this front up. Okay, so again, I'm going to turn the dress back to inside out because I want to be inside the circle. Oh, Sylvia's asking, you don't have any embroidery thread. You could put 2 in the needle, a blue one and a white one to make it like the dress. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. All right, Sylvia gets a gold star. I've got a blue right here actually staring me right in the face. How about that? And then, let's see, do I have a white? Maybe I'll use the white all-purpose thread so it's a little bit stronger. I'll combine it with the white that I have in there already. That's a great idea, though. I like it. All right, so let me get this one in there. All right, so we've got white and we've got blue. Excellent idea. Sean says, Sylvia, you have good ideas. She does. All right, so now to thread the second thread, what I'm going to do is, let me see if I can get this to be a little bit of a better angle here. Oops, that's really not, okay, here. Just want to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. Wait a minute. There, I think that will be a better angle. Okay, so what I'm going to do to thread that second thread, let me get it a little bit, oops, wait, a little bit higher, hold on, there. All right, that's good. Let me just make sure we're perfectly sharp. Oh no. Okay. So what I'm going to do I'm going to hold my first white thread up high like this to make room in the needle for the blue thread. Let me see if I can do that. There we go. Okay. Whoops. Nope. I thought I threaded it, but apparently I didn't. Hold on. Let me get a better tail. Okay. Again, I'm going to try to... No, I think I got it that time. Yes, I did. All right. So now we've got 2 threads. It's very pretty. And of course, this has to come off. I'm so sorry. I put this on because it's really good for the next technique, but it's not good for zigzagging because it's a straight stitch foot. What do I do with my box of stuff? All right, I'm just going to switch to zigzag, and then I'm just going to keep it on. I'm just going to keep it on for the entire tutorial. It'll be okay. All right, and then I'm just going to put this one on instead. Here. Okay, let me just get this on. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I thought I was so much more like ready to go. Let me just get that screwed on really tightly. I'm going to use the little screwdriver that Pat gave me to give it a little nudge to make sure it stays snug. Boop. Isn't that cute? All right, now I've got the foot on that I can use. All ready to go. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm literally going to just stick myself on a 3-step zigzag, and I'm going to set the width to be about, I don't know, 4, maybe 4.5, and I'm going to bring my stitch length down to like 5.5. Let's do it on a scrap to see how we like it first. Oh, Sylvia says this is a nice piece of machinery. This is a very nice machine. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit closer. Okay, I have it at 2.0. 2.0 is... I'm going to do it at 3.0. So this is my 3.0 right here. I'm going to use that. And this is kind of cool. Oh, Diane. Diane says, Sylvia, great idea. And then Jen, your nails are beautiful. Can I just tell you, this is the first time I've got my nails done on Tuesday, and she didn't have to do them over from scratch. So these are actually my nails now. So she just put clear gel over them. So I'm kind of excited that maybe I'll be able to be less high maintenance than spending 2 hours taking the whole thing off and putting the whole thing back on. But look at the nice variegated look that is. That's pretty. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the dress, and I turned it back inside out so we can work inside the circle. So I'm going to start up here at the top, and I'm just going to line up the middle of the presser foot with the you know, where the folded edges of that meet. And I'm literally just going to, first I'm going to sew a tack, a knot. So we're just going to knot quick. Then we're just going to start stitching. Now, in addition to holding the layers together, this is also, it's also stabilizing this thin fabric as well. This is a cotton fabric. One of the descriptions for this dress says it feels like you're wearing pajamas, and it really does. It feels like a very high quality sheet, to be honest with you. It's very soft and comfortable feeling. So it's coming. It just takes time. So we're just going to take our time. I'm resisting the urge to pull it from the back because it takes a long time. I'm going to stitch right to the piping. Oop, I'm at the piping. I'm just going to hit the locking stitch. I'm just going to lock it. I don't want to back tack on this. All right, let's look and see how this came out. Let's see. Ooh, that's pretty. See, so now it's firmly attached together. Okay, let's take a look at it again from the right side. I'm going to turn it back around. All right, let's see. All right, so let's look at this. Oh, let me make it bigger. Okay, so now you can see it, see? I think that's pretty. That actually looks like it should be that way. All right, I'm giving Sylvia another gold star because that was a great idea. That looks beautiful. See? And then it has this little V at the top. Now let me show you what we're going to do to the back. And I actually took the time to make a sample. Look at how nice this looks. Now I hurried on this one, so it's not perfect, but look how cool this is. I did fudge it up a little bit down here, so I'm going to take my time doing it on my mom's dress. But basically, this is going to be what I'm going to make on the bottom, and I happen to have the perfect blue linen to make this. So see, it overlaps like this. Okay, and then on the inside, basically, oh, I didn't finish it yet because you gotta sew these together down here. This is just still loose. So see, the ends are still loose. I have to fix that. But basically, that's what it'll look like on the inside. And then because it overlaps like this, to be the closure, all I'm going to do is put a little Velcro right there, just to close it. Like I'll do a little vertical strip that's maybe 1 inch long. And maybe I'm going to make it so it's about 3/8 of an inch wide here. And then I'll probably do like a 1/4 inch Velcro that's maybe 1 inch long just to keep that shut. So that's going to be what I'm going to do in the back of the dress. And so let me show you, to start, what I did was I drew a line that's going to be my opening, and I drew the ending where the end is going to be. So I'm going to draw this on the dress, and then we're going to cut the dress, and we're going to use this strip to finish it. And you'll notice I already finished the raw edges of this strip with a 3-thread wide, so this is all ready to go. All right, so we're good there. I don't have to worry about it fraying. I just want to show you, if anybody has a Ovation serger and you're in a hurry and you forget to check your settings, I just want to show you something that was kind of cool here. Let me make this really bright so you can see. So see how these stitches look like they're waving? They look like they're waving because I set, my machine was set for the wave stitch, and you can see that the the loopers are meeting like this up and down the stitch. I did it for the first few inches, and then I realized I had it on the wave stitch, so I switched it, but I think I have a long enough piece where it's okay to use it. So if you have an ovation, make sure you get it the setting correct before you start serging. Oh, Sylvia says that will be perfect. Like it belonged there. Yeah, I just happened to have this blue. Look what a nice match that is. Like, that's super exciting that that matches so nicely. All right, so what we're going to do here is I am going to get my little dress, and we want to find the center of the neckline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this, let me make it a little bit bigger so we can see, maybe a little less bright. So I've laid it out so I can see my shoulder seams. So I'm going to put this ruler from the shoulder seam here. Oops, sorry. Let me make it bigger. Okay, it's still a little bit too bright, I think. Hold on. All right, let's do it like that. All right, so I'm going to put my ruler so that it's touching both shoulder seams. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 inches from shoulder seam to shoulder seam here. So that means 3 by 3.25. So 1, 2, 3.25 will be my center. And I'm going to use a second ruler. 1, 2, 3.25. So I'm just going to mark that. And of course, do I have something to mark it with? Of course I don't. Hold on. You know, it's really sad. I think my favorite chalk liner is empty because I tried to use it and I have to get more chalk for that one. So I'm just going to use, well, we know it's not going to show, so I'm going to be really bold here and use a red Sharpie marker. So 1, 2, 3.25 is right here. So I'm going to say the center is right here where this little red dot is. Okay, that's my center. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this detail here to find the center down here. So if I measure this, I get 15 inches. So that means 7.5 down here would be the center. Now I'm not going to draw a red dot down here because I'm not going down that far. So basically all I'm going to do is take my ruler, line it up with the dot at the neck to 7.5 here like this. So see what I'm doing is I'm using this ruler and I'm using this ruler to line those up like this. And then I'm going to do a, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do a 5-inch opening. So I'm just going to draw a red line right down it like this. And because it's lined, it did not show through to the other side. I hope no one gasped at that. I just want to be able to see what I'm doing. So I think a 5-inch opening is long enough from here to here. So see from here, see the red line I drew? Oh my God, the red doesn't even show. Well, you'll have to trust me that I drew the line. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut along that line. I'm just going to use my little, I'm going to take out this, I'm going to take this out. We do not need the tag is going to be in the way as well, so I'm just going to pick that out. I'm just going to Wow, that's really sewn on there. Oh, but it's only sewn on in the corners though. Okay. All right. Let me just take this tag out. Okay. If I were getting this dress for myself, I would not be doing this. This is only for my mom. If any of you are new to my channel, my mom has Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, and she lives in a memory care place now. And I go visit her every Tuesday and Thursday, which is why when I started to have to drive Abby, it really messed with all of my time, because now essentially I'm spending almost all my time driving around or visiting. But basically, I'm only doing this because I know for my mom, it's better for her to have a closer neck in the front and the opening in the back. It won't bug her. She'll be happier. It'll look nice and comfy and so on and so forth. So, wow, this side is really sewn on. All right, I'm just going to trim it because I'm getting sick of it. I'll pick it neater if I need to later. I'm just going to trim it like that. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. And I want to make sure I'm not cutting the front of the neckline, right? So I'm just going to be very careful. Oh, Sylvia's saying, I use bits of soap, chalk gets on my nerves, or washable markers for kids. Oh, you're a great daughter, Jen. She's so lucky to have you. Well, you know, she's a great mom. My mother is the best. I mean, I think all mothers can be the best, but my mom is really special. She helped in the senior center right up until she couldn't drive anymore. All right, so you know what? I cut this and I realized because it's lined, before I finish cutting it, I'm going to do one more thing here. I'm going to bring my sewing machine back. I don't want it to slip when I start to sew because there's 2 layers here. I'm literally just going to stitch really close to the edge. I'm going to use a straight stitch. And I'm literally just going to stitch really close to the edge to kind of hold the layers together. And then I'll cut it. Because I don't want to have to fight with the 2 layers. And they won't show because they're going to be underneath the placket I'm adding. All right, so let me do that. All right, and let me just do one on this side. It's getting a fancy blue and white. I probably can take out the blue thread after I finish basting this. So again, I'm just literally sewing right on each side of the line here. And of course, now that reminded me, I can get rid of the blue thread. I don't need that anymore. Let me just take that out. Okay. All right. So here, let me just... Okay, so again, I'm just gonna... Oh, yeah, take the blue out. Yep, like stay stitching. All right, so then I'm gonna literally just cut on my red line between the stitching. I'm not using my rotary cutter because I just don't want to fuss with keeping it straight and also not cutting the other side. All right, so there is my opening. Okay. I think that would be plenty big to get over her head. Let's, now you all saw me try to get this dress on my body and it was kind of a disaster. Let me just see if I can get my head in the neckline easily because I have a bigger head than my mom. So if I can get it on easily, then she can get it on easily. Oh, there's plenty. See, plenty of room. Okay. So now I know. Oh dear. Let me just fix my hairdo. Oh, Sylvia says it's like a stay stitch. It is kind of like a stay stitch. Okay. Oh, Susie says it's a great tip for 2 layers together. Yeah, anytime you have 2 layers, it just makes it nicer to not fight with it. Okay, so let's get back over to this. Oh, it's not me, it's my top. All right. All right, let's get back over here now. So I'm going to take this. Now remember, I have it finished, meaning I've already finished the edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and again, I think I'm going to very carefully, sew from the inside, sorry. Ooh, can you hear my dogs? They're mad I didn't have time to hike because I had to take Abby to the PT. Today's a hiking day normally, so they're a little bit crabby with me today. I think I'll take them after Fab Fit Friday. Okay. Okay, so we want to sew right sides together. So I turn this inside out so I can literally see the right side of the dress. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my strip with the edge of the slit that I cut. And to also make sure the end is finished, I'm going to fold this little top edge forward so when I flip it over, it'll be folded down. Well, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'll sew through the dress, but I'm going to fold the top edge down like this. And let's just use a pin to hold that. They are saying, no, they're not saying walk, walk. They're saying, I need to run around like a maniac in the woods. That's what they're saying. A walk does not do them. I have Vishlas. They're hunting dogs and they need a lot of exercise. So it's a really good thing I need a lot of exercise too. So I probably will take them later today. Okay, so I'm going to put a pin like this. So I'm putting it towards me because when I flip it in, it's going to be like that. My husband's down there cooing to them. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just line this up like this. And I'm not going to pin it to the edge, but I'm just going to match up the edges. And then here's the cool thing. I can use the serged edge as my guide to stitch it, which I think is a cool idea. And we're just going to stitch this. I'm going to make that match I'm going to make this match the edge of here. So the side of my presser foot is going to match this. And then I'm going to move my needle over until it's pretty close to the inside edge here. So that's hopefully how I can keep this nice and straight. So when I start stitching, I'm going to take that pin out and we can back tack here. All right, so I'm just going to go very slow. Oh, this is even going to be narrower than the other one, but that's okay. I could have made this strip a little bit wider maybe. So we're going to stitch right down to the slit, and I really need to have a guide there, and I do not want to use, oh, here's a chalk liner. I'm going to make a line like this with the chalk. Okay, so I can see it, because I have to be able to stop it at the very end of the slit. So let me just make that let's make it like that. All right, so that way I can see the mark on even with the thing here. So when I get to that slit, I'm gonna back tack. All right, and then I'm going to cut this. Let's give it about an inch extra for now. And then I'm going to go on this side and I'm going to create the same line on this side while I have this here, just so I make sure oh, of course it's more white on this side, but I think I can still see it if I'll still be able to see it. Okay, then I'm going to do the other side, and again I'm going to fold the end like this. And let's just start this one right here. And again, I'm going to put a pin, but this time I have to start at the bottom, so I'm just going to pin it to it. Let's flip it around. So I'm going to make sure that when I start sewing here, it's matching exactly. So I've got it pinned at the top. I'm just going to get it all nice and lined up. Like this. Oh, maybe I should put a pin down here too. Wait, hold on a second. I feel like I'm working too hard. Hold on. Here, I'm just going to pin it here, and then I'm going to put a few pins in just because I want to make sure it stays nice. So that's 1 to 1. Then I'm going to pin it right to here. And I'll put the last pin right at the bottom of the slit. So that's an agreement too. And just to make sure I don't catch this side, I'm just going to pin this up out of the way. All right, so I pinned that up out of the way. Oh, bye, Sean. Have a nice lunch. All right, now I'm gonna put this back, and I'm gonna start right here. I'm gonna put my needle down so I could make sure my needle is stopping or going right at the bottom. I think that's good. All right, so now we're going to just stitch right up. I suppose I could have started at the top again, but I really wanted to have the stitching going in the same direction. So I hope this isn't a mistake. I'm just trying this way. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see how this worked out. All right, so see, what I don't want is, now that I've got that line there, I'm going to go back this way because I don't want the stitching to veer in like this. So let me show you what I mean here. I want it to come straight down here, and mine is dipping in. It's going this way. I don't want that. I need it to be straight. So I'm just going to resew the bottom so it stays straight. I'm just going to look. Oops. I need to go 2 more stitches. 1, 2, and now I'm going to back up. Okay. So see what I mean here? I didn't want it to veer in like that because that would screw up the bottom. Hey, Jan, welcome. Oh, Jan's from San Diego. That's where I was born. Oh, Sylvia says brown and red dog. Yes, I have 3 brown and red dogs. They come from Hungary. They're Hungarian hunting dogs. I only have that particular brand because that's what my friend Marisa breeds them. So that's how I ended up with Vizslas. All right, so see what we have here. Okay, so I'm going to cut this one to match. I do have a problem with my new one, my puppy. She is digging holes all over the yard. And when I say all over the yard, I mean literally 6 feet off of the back door, there's a hole. I'm going to have to figure out a way to get her to stop digging holes. If anyone has a good idea for that, please let me know. All right, so let's get our pressing thing back here. And what I'm going to do first is, let's turn this right side out. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do here is I am going to, I'm just going to raise this up a little so it's a little bit of a better view. It seems like it's a little, oops, dark. I'm sorry, let me make it a little brighter so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to first, I just want to sort of press it over first, just to get it to do what I want that way. Okay, then I'm going to press it all the way to the inside. So then we're going to turn it around. Okay, let's see. And we're going to pull the whole thing to the whole thing. Oh, wait a minute. All right, now that I press that, I forgot the one step. Hold on. This is only the second time I've done this technique, so you have to bear with me here. I did my practice. Now, to get this, before we can turn this to the inside, what I have to do right here, let me get really close so you can see. What we have to do here is I'm going to press this back and we have to clip. I'm going to clip diagonally down to where I stop stitching, similar to how you would clip the ends of a welt pocket opening or like a zipper opening. Oh, so that means I have to, if I to clip in there, I have to take out this stitching so I can get in there too. See if I can just pick out these stitches. I can't have those stitches there because I have to get in there. Okay. I'm going to use my tweezers to really yank them out. All right, now I should be able to get in there. You have to clip all the way to the end of the stitching. All right, oops, I caught one of the serger threads. Oops. All right. So now again, I'm going to clip from here, just the seam allowance, right? Just the seam allowance. Oops, sorry. All right, so see what I did was I made that V like that. Now we can turn the whole thing to the inside like this. So I'm going to pull those 1-inch tails, and let's press each one flat. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press this flat. And then I'm going to press this one flat. Okay, and then let me just see here. So now what should happen is we're going to pull these ends. I'm sorry. And let me just pin it shut. Just see. All right, so see how that lays nice and flat? And then let's look at it from, let's look and see how it looks from the right side. Okay, so one will be flat like this, and then the other one will be, wait a minute, hold on. Come on, lay nice and flat. You did it on the sample. Maybe I should press them nice and flat first. I'm going to pin these together. All right, now let's look at it from this side. All right, so I can see I made another boo-boo. So this is what not to do. It's very subtle, but I'm just going to be completely transparent and honest with everybody here. This one's a little bit harder to work with because the fabric is a little bit shiftier, but you can see here. Oh, Sean's back. Did you have a nice lunch? Okay, let me just slide this forward. Zoom right in here. So you can see I sewed this side slightly longer than that side, so it's on a slight angle. Not going to fix it, but you really need to make sure you stop at the same height on both sides, because if you don't, this won't be straight. So I should have maybe practiced on a scrap one more time, but other than that, I think this is much nicer, because the last time I made an opening in the back of my mom's dress, I made a continuous placket that ended up in a tie. And I mean, the tie works, but here's the funny story about putting a tie on the back neckline. Depending on who's getting my mom dressed, they'll put the tie in the front like a bow. So they have the back of the dress in the front. But yeah, this is a really quick and easy technique. And you can see that I'm just going to give it a little press now that it's laying flat. Like that. Oh, what is Sean saying? Did you have chicken nuggets from, is that Costco? Veggies and sweet potato? That sounds delicious. My daughter Anna and I just got a membership to Costco, so we'll be shopping there. All right, I'm going to keep this pinned shut so I can look and see what it looks like on the inside with it pinned shut. Okay, so with it pinned shut, okay, I've got my ends right here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fold these two things under. And then I'm going to sew them down and I think I'm going to sew them down from the front. So let's go ahead and press these two things under, like this. And before I do that, I'm just going to put a pin here. I want to make sure from the front and the back it's good. I probably could have just serged the ends of these as well, but if I turn them under like that, then that'll be nice and finished there. Oh, Sylvia says it looks good on a slant. Okay, it could look good on a slant. All right, so see, that's laying nice and flat where I pinned it. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unpin this. Let's go back to the machine. I'm going to switch the pin that I have on the inside to the outside. So I'm going to basically pin these together like this. And I'm going to take out the pin. Okay, so I've got it pinned here now. Because what we're going to do to finish this is... Okay, I'm not going to add the blue thread back on because I think it'll be okay. But what I'm going to do here is I'm literally going to stitch around the whole edge here. So I do not like this foot. I have to switch my foot. Hold on. I do not like this big honking foot when I'm trying to stitch close to an edge. I can't see what I'm doing. So I'm going to lefty-loosey that. I'm going to take this off. And let's just put on, let's just use my open toe foot I have right here. Just put on a regular foot so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, this will be easier to see. Oh, that's not my open toe. Where's my open toe? Is that really my best option? Let's use this. So sometimes I don't take advantage of what I have in my presser foot box. So see, I've got this like that, so I can use the guide. This is a blind hem foot, but there's a flange there, see? The metal flange. So if I do that, but then also move my needle way over here, I can stitch close to the edge, and I can keep the flange on the thing there. So I'm going to just make my stitch length 3.0. Just back tack. I'm keeping the flange right there. Is it going? I think it is. No, why isn't it going? Is it stuck? Something is stuck. There we go. Oh, I stitched on the blue. I can fix that. All right, so basically, I'm going to go down to here. And I'm going to go just underneath. Then we're going to turn it. We're going to turn like this. And I'm just going to stitch across the bottom. Then when I go back up, I can just keep going. All right. So I do have another boo-boo I have to fix, but you'll get the idea. Oh, Sean uses her zipper foot. You know what? That would have been the perfect choice. I love my zipper foot. Why didn't I think of that, Sean? Sean gets a gold star. See, that would have been perfect. Sean, good idea. Next time I'll use that. So Mary says, so you don't sew a little garment triangle of fabric to the bands. Well, not for this one, Mary, because this is all done. So this is just going to be like this. Let me just show you here. This is just, so this technique that I saw on Instagram, I was looking for a way to make a placket that would be quick and easy for me to do, because I have 14 other things I have to do today. But going forward, I will, you know, try some other things here. But for now, I'm just gonna do it this way. There's actually another one where you can make a triangle shape. Just giving this a nice little press. Ugh. All right. So this is not perfect, but it will do the trick. And if this works out nice for my mom, I will be making more. Let me just turn it around. Sylvia says, I'm amazed how your machine transports the fabric at the beginning. Mine doesn't. All right, well, I have a tip for that, Sylvia. Let me just show you this, and then I'll show you my tip. All right, so here is the thing. And again, I'm going to put a piece of Velcro right here, okay? And then I'm going to shut it like that. And the top of it will be like that. Okay, so, you know, I think I have to practice this a few more times. This is only the second time I've done this particular version, but I'm pretty pleased with the way it came out. So again, I'll just put a little piece of Velcro right there. And then the front of the dress, let's look at that one more time, because I'm very happy with that. So see how we've got our pretty stitching. So yes, we're going to use very small Velcro, and I only have taupe Velcro for right now. So let me just show you what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sew it on because I'm going to find some black. I'm sure I have black somewhere, but just to show you what I'm going to do. Hold on. So there's two sides to Velcro. One is itchy and one is not. So I'm going to take a piece like this and I'm going to cut it so it's, let's cut it so it's a little bit, let me just do this over here. Hold on. All right, so this one, the itchy one, is going to go on this this side, because that's the side that's facing away from skin. So I'm going to make a very skinny strip right here, like that. And I'll pin it so you can see. And I'll make sure that the edge of this is not anywhere near the edge. So I'll make sure it kind of, actually, let me cut off this edge. I'm going to make it really skinny. All right, so this is going to go here. Actually, I'm not going to pin it because it's bending my pin. So I'm just going to let's just use a clip. So that one's going to go there. This one, actually, this one doesn't have to be as skinny. So this one, I'm just going to cut off the extra tape on the sides of the fluff. It's going to go right here, like this. So when it's shut, it's going to be like that. And so from the inside, the only thing that might touch a little bit is the soft side of the Velcro there. So this soft side isn't gonna bug her. And actually, once I get it Velcroed on, I could even trim it a little bit more, but I don't think that's gonna bug her, because this, if I cut off the hard edge and it's fluff all the way to the actual edge, I don't think that will bug her. I mean, I can slide it over a little bit, or maybe I can just make it as skinny. I'll see. And I'll try it on her and I'll see what she thinks. You know what I mean? And I'll see. Oh, Mary says put on. Yes, that's a good tip, Mary. Mary's reminding me when I sew the Velcro on, I have to put blue bobbin thread so it doesn't show here. So that's Mary gets a gold star. I'm giving gold stars out today, I decided. Large needle when I sew my Velcro. Yes. You know what I use, Mary? I have industrial strength embroidery needles that are size 14 and they're extra strong. I use that when I sew heavy stuff sometimes, so I don't have to use a honkin' needle, but either a big needle or a super strong needle for the Velcro. So anyway, that's how I'm going to finish that. So that's my project for today, and I'm really glad you guys hung out with me to watch me do it. I'm going to practice my technique on this, and if I come up with any tips or tricks to make it even easier, I will share those with you, and you'll see me doing different things with this. Because can't you see this as a, this could be a vent for a sleeve, right? Let me make it a little bigger. This could be a vent for a sleeve. It could be a vent for on a side seam. There's so many things you can do with this. I'm very excited about this technique. So anyway, that's my tutorial for today. I do want to tell everybody I only have, well, I have another lady who contacted me about my 3-day pants fitting. So I think I'm only going to have 6 slots left for that in August. So if anybody wants to do a fitting, a summer fitting vacation, the first week in August, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, I'll be teaching pants fitting that weekend, and I'm super excited. And also, I want to tell you one other thing. Oh, cute vent for the front of a top also. You could use, okay, so the original tutorial, Mary, if you copy paste the link, I put the Instagram name for the account that I found this idea for in the description of this video. So if you copy paste that into Instagram, you can see what she used it for, or he, I don't know, it was for a V-neck. So they used this technique to do a V-neck, but then it had a straight, little bit of a end there. But it was very cool to finish that shape neckline as well. So I'm going to be using that for a bunch of different things. Oh my gosh, you have to babysit your son's German Shepherd. I want to come, even with it being a 10-hour drive. Do you mean you want to come to the pants fitting workshop? But you can't because you have to babysit your son's German Shepherd? Is that what you're telling me? I'll tell you what, back when the Novi, Michigan show was a thing, I used to drive there every year. It was my favorite drive. I used to drive 84 to 80 all the way to Michigan. That was my favorite, through Ohio and Pennsylvania, or Pennsylvania and Ohio. I used to love that drive. All right, what else was I going to say? Oh, next week on Wednesday, I am teaching efficient workflow for jean fitting. It's an 1.5-hour Zoom class with pattern review. I will tell you that I thought that class was really going to just be flicking a few or changing a few photos from my pants fitting class efficient workflow for pants fitting class that I've been teaching. And I realized there are so many more things to think about when you're sewing jeans. So it was a lot more work to tailor it to jean fitting versus pants fitting. So if anybody's interested in, that, please, check that out. I have a link to it on my Instagram and in my link tree. Oh, no, Mary, I don't go through Canada because when you have a van full of merchandise when you're teaching and you also have a booth, then they tax you and it's a pain. So I've never gone through Canada. Although my Waze GPS wanted to take me through Canada on the way home once, and I literally circled around back to the Canadian border like 3 times until I changed my destination to Ohio, and then it didn't. Cries in Europe. Yes. So, yeah, Michigan is a beautiful state. Like every time I went there, I thought, ooh, I could live here. So, and there's a lot of cool people that live in Michigan. So I'd be in good company there. But I think for now I'm going to stay in Connecticut. Anyway, all right. So that would be my report. If anybody has any questions or comments, please, let me know. And again, I will work on my technique for this. I literally tried it once quick after watching the tutorial I saw, and then I think I need to fine tune my technique a little bit to make it a little easier. But in any case, check out the original one. It's very cool. Of course, they make it look like it's so easy you can do it with your eyes shut. So again, I think it's practice, practice, practice. My link to everything says the page doesn't exist. Well, that's just fabulous. Hold on one second. Let me see. I'm going to check that. Hold on. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Linktree. All right, here's my link. I'm going to put it in the chat right now, and I'll fix it. I don't know why that's not working. All right, let me go back to, okay, here, this is my link to everything right there. And I will fix it under the video later. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me today for Fab Fit Friday. Helen, I'll see you tomorrow for class 2 of efficient workflow for bodice fitting. That's going to be fun. So thank you guys so much. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you next week. Oh, I forgot. Don't go yet. Don't go yet. One more thing. I'm going to have a special guest next Friday here during Fab Fit Friday. I am having Kate Ivers from the Confident Stitch join me. So she's got all sorts of fun things to talk about, and I'm so excited for you to meet her because she's so talented and she's so nice, and she has a wonderful brick and mortar store in Missoula, Montana, and she has a really nice online shop. So join me for that next week. That's going to be a lot of fun. So I wanted to tell everybody that as well. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. Have a lovely rest of your day. Sylvie's going to find a nice heel to go with her beautiful socks. I love that. And Sean's going to cut out a pattern for granddaughter's outfit. And Mary says, it's nice to see you sewing for your mom. I did for my mom when she was ill from cancer. Oh, I forgot wait, don't go. Yes, I love sewing and doing things for my mom. I did make her 2 more sleeve arm protectors with the little thumb hole. And I do have an update for the thumb hole as well, another tutorial I found on Instagram. I will share that with you on another day. But for her birthday on Monday, I made her more sleeves to protect her arms. So I have been doing a bunch of things for my mom. All right, so one more thing. If your sewing machine does not like to be starting at the very edge of your fabric, and honestly, quiet girl, this happens to me sometimes too. Let me just put on a different foot. I'm just going to put the standard foot on here. So like, let's say we want to start. Oh, that's not my foot. Let's just put this one on. All right, so let's say you want to start right on the edge of your fabric, especially if you're working with a single layer of fabric. So let me just get this little piece here. And what you want to do is grab yourself a piece of a piece of whatchamajigger. Oops. Let's make this a little less bright. Tissue paper skin. Oh, are you talking about my tissue paper skin? I guess from washing the dishes. I use that Aquaphor on it to keep it from being really yucky. So if you take a piece of tissue paper or pattern paper or any of these things, what you can do. Oh, Sean, I do have tissue paper skin sometimes, but I know you're talking about my mom. She gets really big blood blisters, and you have to protect her skin from them bursting. Yeah, no, I know, but you know what? Look. This is why when you said that, I thought, ugh, because I get like, see, like this, like sometimes it looks I can make my hand look 100 years old if I don't keep it moisturized. So I feel like that's like crepey paper too. All right, so watch this. I can sew from here. I'm just gonna put this back in the middle. Okay, so watch this. Little piece of paper. Oh, except I think, hold on. I don't know. All right. See? So I can actually sew onto the paper. So from off the paper onto the paper. Okay, quiet girl. So basically just put something thin here. And does paper ruin needles? No, paper does not ruin needles. Okay, so you know how you guys have always been taught, you know, don't cut paper with your good fabric scissors. Paper doesn't have some of the things in it that it used to have that would dull things like scissors as much. So paper does not dull your needle. Plus, here's the thing about your needle. You should be changing your needle every 8 hours of sewing anyway. Needles are like tires on your car. Like, they're not meant to last forever. So if using a little piece of paper to get yourself on or started, that really helps. You know when it really helps? If you're working with knits on your sewing machine or something that's really fine, anything that can get sucked into the zigzag plate. So, whoops, let me go back over here. Hold on, let me just go back over here. So see, the reason why it can have a problem is if you're working with your zigzag plate, that big opening right there, see it? Fabric can get shoved in there. So having a piece of paper between you and your fabric, or between the fabric and that hole, will keep stuff from getting stuck in there. So Sylvia says I can cut fabric and pattern with your rotary cutter. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I cut out my patterns, my paper patterns, with my rotary cutter. I almost never use my scissors. I use a rotary cutter for everything. So, and they last pretty long. What kills a rotary cutter is if you cut over a pin or something like that. That will dull your blade or nick your blade. But definitely you can cut through pattern paper. I have no problem. You know, and of course it can also be a personal preference. So if someone doesn't want to do it, I'm not saying, you know, you should be doing it, but you definitely can do it. So you can see that that's how that works there. Okay, Mary brings up a really good point as well. If you're working with something very heavy, if you use a hammer or a rubber mallet, works really nicely. Just give it a couple gentle taps, and it breaks down the fibers a little bit. So stitching hard stuff, rubber mallet or hammer. And if you're going to use a hammer, I'd put a piece of muslin between your fabric and your hammer so you don't mar the fabric. But that works really, really well. Mary gets a gold star. All right, so those are all my tips that I almost forgot to share with you. Thank you guys so much for watching. This week on Fit Tip Tuesday, I am going to show you how to draft a sleeve for the mini sloper I made for my half scale dress form last Fit Tuesday, and cool tools today, this week. Last week I shared, or this week I shared this guy. I love this thing. Okay, so if you miss cool tools, look at how well that I can shake my table with the amount of grip this thing has. So Scotch tape holder with a clip so you don't have to take up table space or weight if you want to pack it to go. And Kathy, who was in my first pants fitting class, was the first person she brought this to class. And she also brought something else I'm going to share with you on Monday. So Monday's cool tool is going to be very cool. So, and I actually love it more than this, if you can believe it or not. So there you are. That's everything. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. And I really appreciate you all. Thank you so, so much. All right. Bye-bye, everyone.